Today, I want to talk to you about the prodigal son story. This is found in Luke in chapter 15. But I'm not going to read the story, I'm going to tell the story. But there is one thing that I must explain. And this one thing is this. Whenever we read about a story that Jesus is telling, we must look and see, who is Jesus telling the story to? This is very important. Sometimes Jesus is talking to his disciples. Sometimes he's talking to the Pharisees. Sometimes he's talking to the writers of the law. Sometimes to the Sadducees. Sometimes he's talking to sinners. So we must look and see, who is Jesus talking to before he tells the story of the prodigal son. It begins like this at the beginning of the chapter. Jesus is talking with the Pharisees, and the Pharisees are looking at Jesus, and they're looking, hey, this fellow, he is spending time with sinners. And they were thinking, how can this man be a prophet? How can this man come from God when he is spending time with sinners? That is their thinking. So they are looking down on Jesus, and in particular, they are looking down on the sinners that have given their lives, that have turned and repented. Still, they are looking down on them. They are saying, hey, these fellows, worthless fellows, they are like this. So that, like that, they are thinking. So Jesus knows their hearts. So he tells two stories first. One is about a lost coin, and one is about a lost sheep. But then he comes to the story that we understand as being about the prodigal son. But that is not what Jesus is talking about. He is not telling a story about a prodigal son. His story is actually about the second son. This is the older brother. Let me explain. Let me tell the story in this way. The story is like this. We know that there are two sons, and one of the sons comes to his father and says, Father, instead of waiting all the time for the inheritance that you'll give me, give it to me now so that I can use that money now. So his father is good, his father is kind, he gives the money. That fellow, he takes the money, he goes to another land. And in that land, he uses the money not in a good way. He spends it on living in a bad way. He doesn't live good. He does what he wants. When he wants to go roaming, he roams. When he wants to spend money, he spends money. When he wants to do bad things, all like that he does. He doesn't think, this is my father's money, I should spend it in a good way, I should keep it so that it is there after my father dies. No, he does not care for those things. After some time, all of the money is gone. Now, he has no money. And all the friends that he had, all those people that came because he had money, all those people now, they are leaving him. They are going away. No one is taking care of him. So he comes to a place where so that he can eat, he takes a job, and that job is feeding the pigs. Now, for a Jewish person, this is something terrible, because for them, Jewish people taking care of pigs, that was not allowed according to their law. So Jesus is telling the story, and he's wanting his listeners to think carefully about every word he is telling. So for a Jewish person, they would think, the prodigal son now is in a place he is even eating some of the food that is given to the pigs because he's so hungry. But now is the time where that prodigal son thinks like this. Hey, in my Father's house, even the servants that are there, they are able to have good food. They are taken care. My Father is taking care of them. They have a roof over their head. They don't lack anything. And he thinks like this: I will go back home. I will say to my Father, hey, my Father, I've sinned against you, and I've sinned against God in heaven. Please just give me a job. I will come back. Whatever you ask me to do, I will do those things. I'm no longer worthy to be your son. So he travels back. In the meantime, his father every day is watching, waiting for him to come back. And he is a good father. He loves his son. He sees his son coming. He even runs to meet him. His son is saying, Father, Father, I've sinned against you. I've done like this, I've done like that. The father is telling, my son, those things don't trouble. He says to his servants, go and get a good robe, a good jacket. Go and get a good ring, a gold ring. Come and put it on my son, because I was thinking that my son was dead. And go and take a calf that is a good one, that is good for making the biryani, and make a good feast. Tonight we will have a feast because my son has come home. I thought that my son was dead. Now I know he is alive, and we will have a party. While this is happening, the older brother is there in the field. He is working for the father, and he is hearing the sounds of a party going on, and he is thinking, hey, what is happening? He's thinking like this. So one of the servants comes by. So the older brother says to the servant, what is happening? The servant says, your brother, your younger brother, has come home, and your father has put on a party for him. And the older brother is thinking, hey, what is happening? Why is my father putting on a party for my brother? That fellow, he went and spent the money. He did bad things. Why should my father do like this? And he's not happy. And the servant has been told to ask the older brother to come to the party. And but the older brother, he won't go. He doesn't want to be there. Even the father comes out from the party. He comes to see the older brother, and he tells like this, my son, come to the party. The older brother is saying, hey, all of my life I've served you. And in that time, you've never put on a feast, a big party for me. And yet, you've done it for my brother. And yet this fellow, he's done the wrong things. He's even cheated you. He's done wrong things. He's used up the inheritance. The father says like this, my son, everything that I have is yours. At any time, these things you could have had. Everything is there for you. But we had to do this for your brother, because it was like he was dead and now he's come back to life. We don't know what the older brother did, but the story, the whole of the story, is told by Jesus for one reason. The Pharisees are looking down on those that have sinned. Those people have come to Jesus. Jesus has forgiven them their sins. He's accepted them. But still the Pharisees are looking down on them. So Jesus is speaking only to the Pharisees. And he is telling about the older brother. And he's telling like this. He's wanting them to recognize that they are acting just like the older brother was. They are acting in a bad way, these Pharisees. They are acting like the older brother. And he's wanting them to see that no, they should not act in that way. Instead, they should act how he is acting.